Catfish is on. Now, I've been told that because my supreme range of vocal expressions is such that it is, without having a proper microphone, nobody can hear what I've been saying, because I have to be talking up here. That's just the way we do in the bayou. We just talk up there. Sometimes. Sometimes. If you're like me, that's what you do. Just that's one of the things I do. Anyway, so I'm trying to control my voice down to where, I'm sorry, I had to deal with the same old stuff. But we try to get past that, okay? I have to go a couple of times. You can write bad mail. I don't care. It don't affect me. It don't affect me. I still have to breathe. Anyway, what we're talking about today is I was asked, I think it was like an opinion sheet. They set me down. They start asking, so you are Kosher Catfish? Yeah. Can't you see me? Don't you know who I am? Well, that's what they say. I got my name right anyway. And then they start asking me other questions. And they said, this is a little test. I didn't understand I was going in for a test, but that's what, that's what they said it was. It's just a test. And some of them tests, they ask you questions. And you write stuff, and you fill in little ovals. You do all that kind of stuff. And that just goes along with the whole little charade and shenanigans that these people be pulling on you. They pulling on me. Officially. Anyway, this is what happened. The woman say, why, what she did, she held up here. She say, Mr. Kosher Catfish. Oh, I'm trying to be careful with my fingers. It was this thing. So it looked like this. It's on this sheet of paper. It looked like that. She say, what do you see, Kosher Catfish? I say, I see a bat. I like bats. It looked like a bat. Anyway, then she showed me no. It did this. I say, there's a bat hanging upside down. Well, apparently that didn't work too well, and I don't quite know where that went. But then, that was one contest that they asked me about. To me, everything just looked like a bat, because I like bats. Bats bite you. Ah! They got more teeth than me. But they bite and suck out the blood and just live off your blood. No, bats don't do that. That's just in the movie bats and then small bats. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. It's about the questions. The questions that these people ask you, and they think you as a fool. They think you cannot answer the questions that they be asking you. I'm not sure how it went, but this is what it was. This is what it was. She say, Miss Kosher Catfish, we gotta ask you a question. This is about supposing. This is about the amosing of the world. She sort of talking like that because she's a lady, you see. Anyway, I'm trying to keep my voice down where the type of stuff doesn't get in because you can't hit. And this is very painful to talk about. It really is. Very painful to talk about. Anyway, here it was. The question. She say, Mr. Kosher Catfish. What'd she say? Oh, it's about the stones. The stones. Now, I didn't really understand what she was saying, but I just went with it. And it was, Mr. Kosher Catfish, a rolling a stone gathers no moss. I had to go up there because there's a lady's voice say, gathers no moss. I don't know if she realized the state we're in, we got rocks with moss all over the place. All over the place. And she asked a man like me, who goes out into the country, about a rolling a stone without moss. What happens when it doesn't happen? Well. Oh, Pussycat, I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to talk right now. Anyway, I want to get my line on. My line on. I didn't mean to go up. I didn't go up in my tangent. I wanted to get the line on about the stones. Number one, I told her, because I dealt with this before, leave my stones alone. You official person. Anyway, that's not exactly all I told her. I took words from somewhere else about the stones. Kosher Catfish thought about the stones. I used to be good at throwing rocks. Ernest T. Bass. Remember that? Ernest T. Bass, he could throw a rock. He liked to throw rocks through windows and throw rocks and do all kind of stuff. He's probably not a particularly good guy, but he could throw some rocks. Anyway, the Ernest T. Bass of, where was I? Oh, the rolling a stone. It seemed like I'd be rolling along somewhere. A little too fast. Oh, I'm sorry. A little too fast. Anyway, a rolling a stone against no moss. And all I could think of was a rolling stones. The rolling stones. They don't gather no moss because they don't ever sit down and let anything happen to them or around them. They don't sit long enough for someone to come around and sit on them and use them for whatever is necessary for a stone. So a non-rolling stone experiences things. Now, it's not to say that the stone can't roll now and then. Stuff happens around and turns the stone over. The wind, the air, the weather, the earthquakes, all kinds of shit may happen and turn the stone over. And then it has an opportunity to grow some moss or somewhere else. And what I call the moss, I don't think I wrote it down. Oh, the moss is the soul money. The moss is the soul money. When you sit there and you gather some moss, then that moss is there to help and protect and do for something else. And the moss actually breaks down the rock. So if you're sitting somewhere and doing some kindness somewhere, it means you've been broke down. You've been broke down the right way, the way a rock has to be. Which led me to something altogether different. But it's sort of the same. And it had to do with the stones. We're supposed to be unhewn stones. An unhewn stone is just another word for a rock. Sometimes an unhewn stone has just got facets and gassets, and it's just hewn, it's just that, and it's just not a perfect thing. It's not a perfect thing. We're supposed to be unhewn stones. Because when a master starts working on a stone, you better be sure who your master is. Your stone just end up looking like a brick. Where's something around here? I didn't have my prop set up. I should have had a brick. This'll work. You get the wrong master, and you look like this. And there's millions and billions of things that look just like this. Because they all got the same master. Master, our fathers say, you're not supposed to be cut by the hand of man. How many things do we have out here that cuts the stone? If you're a stone and you're getting hewn down, you need to know who's a hewing on you. Now, CRT, first time I say this today, you see the antenna way. CRT come in and it cut the stone, it cuts it straight, it cuts it like men like to have stones so they can stack them up, take them and throw them. They're all the same size. They use them in their machinery. They live in them. They turn them into their houses. They're stones that ain't their owns. You're supposed to be the unhewn stones. They always say, I want my stones. You the stone. You go get yourself hewn, you better be careful. Because when something gets hewn by man, Yahweh has a way of just taking it and breaking it off, breaking it in half, and sending something else. And then you got to learn not to go and be hewn by the hand of the man. See, this here, it's the stupidity necessary for the Kosher Catfish to keep the CRT out long enough so I can talk this way and give you the messages. Just a vestige of the message. It's just a part. But that's a start. So a rolling stone is just rolling just doing brownie motion, bumping in there, getting broke because he just had rolled in there and breaking and creating more stones up on some other little gallstone. And that's what you end up with. Just a rolling ass stone, and he just goes around and breaking. But if the stone stop for a minute and be useful. Be there to be sat on. Be there to be slept on. Be there to be a pillow under the head of Jacob. A pillow under the head of Jacob. I bet that stone had a lot of moss. That's why he laid on it. It was soft to his head. If that stone had been rolling, there wouldn't have been no moss. He'd have had what you got today. A pillow that ain't soft. So stop the rolling. Look in and look out. Look to the love. Look to the prayers. Look to the hopes and the dreams. But if you keep doing what you're doing, you just yeah. What's that word? The verklempt. Makes me verklempt. Don't even know how to put it in words. That's almost like that other thing. And a goon. Well, you're so happy, just something comes out. And you dance around. Then the goon. But don't be a goon. Anyway, that's all I have to say. It's about the stones. Leave them alone. If you're just rolling all the time, you're not taking enough time to be in one place to affect and make change. But when you make change, don't make it with the anger. Make it with the heart of flesh. Hallelujah. Start your new year off right. I'm talking to you. Hallelujah. It's a beautiful day. It's just cold. I can't even feel my hand. It's a good thing they didn't freeze that way.